तकलीफों को अंदर से ठीक करने में मदद करे।
सच्ची सहेली, महिलाओं के लिए सबसे भरोसेमंद औषधि एवं टॉनिक।
हेडलाइंस के प्रायोजक हैं
सच्ची सहेली, महिलाओं के लिए सबसे भरोसेमंद औषधि एवं टॉनिक।
हेडलाइंस के सह प्रायोजक हैं पौरुष शक्ति बढ़ाए, अनेक रोगों से बचाए, एनर्जिक 31 कैप्सूल्स।
टूल किट मामले में गुरुग्राम और दिल्ली के दफ्तरों में पहुंची दिल्ली पुलिस के स्पेशल सेल की टीम। ट्विटर के दफ्तर पहुंची स्पेशल सेल की टीम। टूल किट मामले में जांच के लिए पहुंची हुई है टीम। सीबीएसई बोर्ड की परीक्षाओं पर राज्यों से केंद्र ने मांगे सुझाव। दिल्ली और पंजाब सरकार सीबीएसई परीक्षाओं के पक्ष में नहीं, ज्यादातर राज्य सहमत। 1 जून को होगा राज्यों के सुझाव पर केंद्र के ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स की मीटिंग में फैसला। कोरोना काल में उत्तर प्रदेश के राजनीतिक हालात को लेकर बीजेपी और राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के नेतृत्व में हुआ शीर्ष स्तर पर मंथन। बैठक में उत्तर प्रदेश में कोरोना के प्रभाव और चुनावों पर होने वाले असर को लेकर हुई चर्चा। चक्रवाती तूफान यास हुआ और खतरनाक, मछुआरों से समंदर किनारे नहीं जाने का अलर्ट किया जारी। ओडिशा और बंगाल में रेड अलर्ट है जारी। कोरोना वैक्सीन को लेकर सोशल मीडिया पर फैलाया जा रहा वैज्ञानिक के नाम से भ्रम। सुदर्शन न्यूज ने खोली पोल। कोरोना वैक्सीन को लेकर वैक्सीनेशन को बदनाम करने की है साजिश।
इस कार्यक्रम के प्रायोजक हैं iSwadeshi.com।
वेलकम प्रोफेसर लुक मुंटा जी। नमस्ते।
Namaskar, Mr. Sharangi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Now we want to understand the situation, this pandemic situation about the coronavirus. People are dying and so many questions we have. And you are an internationally recognized personality about the health. And as per report we showed our audience, you awarded for Nobel for HIV. And this coronavirus situation is more dangerous than the HIV/AIDS. So how can you define this situation?
Well, this virus is more transmissible. It can be passed from one person to another very quickly. Be done for the air, but it's also possible that it could be transmitted by hands. You have to wash your hand very frequently, and maybe other ways. The food, the water could also transmit. So we have to be very cautious about this.
So many people millions of people are dying, and especially we are concerned more about the situation in India. We called Hindustan. What is your opinion about the situation in India?
Well, the situation in India is like the situation in other countries some months ago. Every large country, Brazil, United States, South America, had the same problem, a peak of infection, and then it goes down. So I'm afraid in India, It's a bit late, but we are seeing the same. A peak of infection right now, but it will go down. So it's very important that people should not be afraid of this. This is a normal situation, but of course it's difficult to stand this because some people get sick. So not all.
You are believing in Ayurveda and homeopathy also, because now the pharma lobby is looting people's. They are trying to encash the situation, blackmailing the people's shortage, and so many things are in market. That is not the good things. And you are believing in Ayurveda and homeopathy, I think. So, is it any alternative medicine for this coronavirus?
Well, there are already some allopathic drug which work. Homeopathy may work later also, but I'm going to tell you simply the very cheap treatments which are working now is based on first on azithromycin, antibiotics, because probably this is new. The virus may be transmitted by bacteria, and so bacteria have to be treated by antibiotics. So you will reduce the side effect of infection by azithromycin treatment and some anti-inflammatory drugs like hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin and zinc. So those drugs are stimulating the immune system, and it's very important that the immune system can control the infection. I think in most cases it can absolutely, if people are not stressed. This is very important. People should not be stressed and be afraid of this. There are symptoms, but they are very mild symptoms, and they will be cured within 15 days. So this virus, unfortunately, as we know now, is not a killer virus. It's a virus which we can support if we have a good immune system. That's all.
Virus is curable, but why the millions of people died worldwide?
Well, they die first by some not very good knowledge from the medical doctors. They are, of course, dealing with a new disease, and sometimes they are hesitating. And I repeat, if you treat the patients with azithromycin plus anti-inflammatory drugs, you will avoid the serious situation. Most people are dying of the serious situation. They can breathe. They have problems in their lungs, and so it can still be cured. It's more difficult, and it needs hospitalization.
So many people are dying, but there is one thought behind this scenario, that people are not dying because of the coronavirus, but because of the wrong treatment.
Well, I don't know about the treatment. I repeat, if the treatment involves what I said before, antibiotics plus anti-inflammatory drugs, they will evolve in a good direction. If they don't take this, I don't know, of course, if the doctor is hesitating by doing some other treatments. I think is bad. I think there is now actually in Occidental countries, at most, we know that this treatment can avoid the bad side effect of infection. Very important.
You call this virus is man-made virus by China. What is the difference between this man-made virus and a natural virus?
Well, this we don't know the detail of the origin of this virus, but it's clear that he was first infecting people, even killing some people in China. So the virus at the beginning was probably isolated in China, but probably at that time, they did not know exactly how to treat. So on 6 people infected, 3 died. So this 20%. At that time, they did not know exactly how to treat. But when they brought the virus back to their lab, it seems to be less infectious. And so it's possible that they thought using some researcher, Chinese researcher, tried to use this virus not to kill, but to perhaps to help treatment, use the virus as a vaccine.
You are talking about some medicines, and people like your expertise. Why WHO not accepting your suggestion? Because they are not mentioning anything about the drugs.
Well, everybody in the mainstream world said that we should be saved, we should have the solution by the vaccine. So everything which has not vaccine was forbidden. It's a big mistake. I can tell that even the vaccine works. It works with some time. It needs some time to work. Treatment can be given right away on the patient. So I think this is a big mistake. And every country, I hope India will, every country which use this kind of treatment cannot see many people dying. And this is the epidemic which should be under control now.
You find any conspiracy behind this?
Maybe we are accused of conspiracionists, but I'm not. I'm just a medical doctor, researcher, and I want to save the life of my patient, not to kill them.
It's your principles, but the pharma lobby is already doing in so many parts of the world.
I think this world should realize. I hope it will, but it's difficult for many people to understand that we are dominated by forces, strengths which are against us, against the future of our civilization. So we have to come back to a world in which we believe in people. If we don't believe in people, if we lose the trust, confidence, it's finished.
It's a good thought, but I think business required profit, not thought. They have only one thought, profit.
I know, but this should be, this is bad. People should realize that they are depending on people who don't want them to be cured. The pharmaceutical industry is important to keep people for a long time in diseases, cancer, for instance, not only infection, cancers. But this is what we want. This is not what we want. We want to cure cancer people. We want to cure COVID-19 infected people. This is our main goal.
So many people are talking about the tie-up between the WHO and pharma lobby. They are WHO planning, and they're all advisories, and everything is going to beneficiary for pharma lobby, not for people.
Yes, this is bad, very bad. We should not trust. This is the problem, that people think if there are many people thinking that they will cure by a vaccine, for instance, this is not good. They will realize that it's very important to avoid the deaths of people first, of course, but also to eradicate this infection. I think it's possible. We have the example of other diseases like AIDS. It's not completely cured, but there are treatments which save the lives of patients. It's very important. But also hepatitis C, it can be cured by drugs.
Because of bad history and WHO is image of the WHO is also not good about this this type of history. So people are worried about the role of the WHO.
I have been in contact many times in the past with WHO when I was working on AIDS. And so at that time, there was not real question about the usefulness of WHO. But now it seems to be manipulated by big pharma and other powers. I don't know. But this is bad. So this is something WHO should do and not doing forbidden good treatments.
These days, especially in Corona time, which decisions of WHO is not good as per you?
Yes, I think WHO should come back to the right thing to do. Not people should trust what WHO said. And when WHO said, do not use hydroxychloroquine, do not use azithromycin, I think they are doing a very bad role there. So I hope WHO will come back. Okay.
In India, especially, so many people are demanding so many drugs like remdesivir.
Remdesivir doesn't work. It has been shown. So I think it's a big mistake, and I think in some countries now it's forbidden. It's not advised to use this because it doesn't work. But the idea of trying to kill the virus by inhibitors is a good idea. So I think this kind of research should be pursued, and maybe India could find the right inhibitors. So I think coronavirus is close to, it's not, of course, the same virus, but it's close to hepatitis C virus. So it's just a matter of time. It's a time of research. But again, there are already drugs working on the virus, which I advise, and remdesivir is not.
So many health activists saying that so many people are dying because of this injection.
Yes, the remdesivir is toxic. It's very expensive and toxic. It should not be used.
We found that so many young patients are died after the remdesivir dose.
It's a toxic drug for anybody, young, old, nothing. It should not be used. Even it's made in China or in India.
Are you going to suggest ban on these drugs?
Well, yes, it should be not advised by doctors and by WHO, clearly.
Especially situation in India is, especially these days when we are talking about, is very horrible. You maybe know about the news and so many social media sources. What is your suggestion to Indian governments?
I think the Indian government should listen to advisor, good advice, scientific, medical advisor, and follow a way which is not too much trusting on the vaccine effects. The vaccine is not a solution. And again, do some treatment. I think the Indian government should understand that there are several ways possible to control this epidemic. And it's probably quicker and better to use treatments than vaccine.
All the advisors are from pharma industry only. There is no advising from homeopathy or from Ayurveda. So they are suggesting the same things which are suggested by the WHO. They are calling international standard.
Now the situation is the drug I was quoting are very cheap. They are made by probably also by Indian firm, Indian companies. So it's not a problem of money. It's a problem of choosing the right treatment for people to avoid most people going to hospital. People could be treated at home when they are simply infected without too many serious disease. They should be treated at home by doctors. So it's just a matter of days, not months.
Now we are coming about vaccination, and our next part of this interview is focus on vaccination. What is your basic thought about the vaccination? Because trillions of the people in the world have not taken any vaccine, and human beings are living in the earth from millions of years without vaccination.
Yes, vaccination is some kind of magic word, but we are not living in the 19th century. 19th century, we don't have any drug for disease. The only way was vaccination. But this past era, I think now there are better treatments which could replace and be better than vaccine. The problem of vaccine is, I would say that if you are in a massive epidemic like now in India, the vaccine should not work. The vaccine cannot work. That's very clear. So vaccine could sometimes increase the infection. People which are vaccinated may pick up the virus more easily. They could be infected. So the vaccine does not protect against infection. On the contrary, it favors infection. The vaccine can favor infection. So it's very important that this could go in the head of doctors and scientists and government people, that vaccine is not the solution. It could be.
No, they are saying that the death ratio is very minimal after taking vaccination.
Well, I like to see that. You know, I think there are no public release right now that the vaccine can avoid deaths. On the contrary, there are people dying of vaccination. That's clear, and those people are, you know, the figures are modified. We don't know. Are they right or not? We don't know. So I would not put my decision on the fact that deaths can be reduced by vaccine. I like to see that in more details. I don't believe it.
In these days, if someone talking up against the vaccine, people are looking him like a villain.
Yes, yes, that's you know. This
because
is,
they thought that vaccine is the only solution.
This is very bad because people are like sheep. You know, they all following one sheep, and they are manipulated by big pharma, by the media. So we have to. Can we change that? This is you will. I try myself in my own country, but it's difficult. We are minority people, but we are the right. We know the truth. We know the truth.
There is one thought also that many leaders, almost every leader from every country, are vaccinated.
Some people die already. The side effects of vaccine are a very serious problem. Of course, some people think, well, this has been seen before. The vaccine have some side effects, and some people die of the vaccination. But the rate of death by vaccination is very high, and we should not follow that reasoning. We should follow the Hippocratic oath that we should not harm people. The doctor, the medicine should not harm people, including the vaccine.
You still take vaccine or not?
No.
And you are not going to take?
I was told that at birth, when I was born, I received BCG. You know what is BCG? Vaccine against that. And I never will support the idea that we should be obliged to be vaccinated, especially the vaccine. Again, it's not very efficient, doesn't prevent infection, transmission of the virus.
But there is no any forum to raise your voice. They just put you alone. They ban your entry in airlines, airports, public gathering places. Which forum is for
I
you?
am quite against this. Quite against. No obligation. There should be no obligation for the vaccinated to travel. No. The answer is no. I would prefer.
What is the alternative for this?
The alternative for this is to reduce the foci of infection, the cluster, what we call cluster of infection. And now we are in a period of in most countries, the infection rate goes down. Okay? So we have to put people back to normality of life and forget about everything which implies confinement of people at home. So all this history, science history, show that epidemics, they go up and down. So here the problem is there are new variants created by the vaccine. The vaccine select viruses which resist to the vaccine, of course, to the antibody raised by the vaccine. So this and without end story that the virus will always find new variants and the people will not be protected by the previous vaccine. Right now, all the vaccine, including the messenger RNA vaccines, are made against the first strain of virus, the strain which was identified in China. But this now strain is replaced in many countries, including India, by new variants which are more transmissible, but also are selected against the antibody raised by the vaccine. So there is no final solution for that. The only final solution is to reduce the rate of infection, to treat people which are infected.
There is one person behind this vaccination lobbying, and you can call drive Bill Gates and his foundation. In each country, they are involved in any way. They are investing, they are providing technology, and by hook or crook, they are involved in each and every country, and they are forcing people for vaccination.
I know. But,
so what is your view about the involvement of Bill Gates?
Bill Gates is not a scientist, he's not a medical doctor. So he does not very much about epidemics and disease and viruses. So I think he likes to do something good for people. I don't deny this, but he chooses the right direction. He has bad advisors. He are very bad advisors. Convince him that he should go to the right direction and help people buying cheap drugs to be used.
So many Americans are also opposing Bill Gates in their country. They are openly hesitation and so many demonstration against Bill Gates.
Yes, but again, I have nothing against the person, but I am against this direction he wants to put the world. He has a lot of money, but this money should be used for the good of people, not for the bad. And unfortunately, he has chosen the bad direction. The vaccine is not a solution for our disease in our time.
So many Canadian doctors are saying that their lady patients miscarriage their pregnancy because of vaccination.
I heard about this. This is very alarming. Very alarming. And we don't know exactly what is in those vaccines, to oblige the body to make that it is of a part of the virus. I don't think it's controlled right now. It cannot be controlled completely because we are human being, organism, very complex, and we are either made by God or by nature. But what we have now received by stupid measure of or scientists or people helping scientists to make something which does not cure. This is something very, very, very bad on the long term. Because the problem also is to think of new generation. New generation could suffer of what we are doing now in our body. It's not only our body, but also people which are descending from this. Our son, grandson, grandson, they suffer, and there are scientific work showing that some effect could be in the second or the third generation after the exposure to something. Exposure to something, it could be drugs, toxic herbicide, pesticide, could be waves, electromagnetic waves. So there are many factors created by human activities which could have some long-term effect, not only on us, but on this son or grandson. So we should also be aware of this, that what we are doing now is also for the future of humanity, not only for the present.
So many people are talking about the Bill Gates that he have hidden agenda of depopulizing the world. Is it true?
I hope it's not true, but there might be some people thinking of that. But I think it would be a very bad idea to try to kill people by viruses, because we cannot...
Not by the killing, but the vaccination. They thought that vaccination reducing the potency capacity of the men.
No, I don't know. But if it is true, it's bad, very bad. And we should convince people not to have too many children. Of course, this is right, but we should not be using tools for preventing this. I think this is not the right of medicine to do this. It's not ethical. It's not ethical.
Muslim community worldwidely not taking vaccine. What is your opinion?
I think for this they are right. They are not to take vaccine. Of course, there are religious reasons, but it goes on the same way that my own advice as a doctor do for different reasons. But the result is
they thought that American companies and Western world want to reduce the population of Muslims because of they are not taking the vaccine.
The result is
they thought that American companies and Western world want to reduce the population of Muslims because of they are not taking the vaccine.
This is the contrary. They will get more people Muslim because they are not vaccinated. cannot work.
One more question is that what is your opinion about the RT-PCR test?
RT-PCR test, I myself introduced PCR for HIV/AIDS in the past. I believe in this technology, which is fantastic, very sensitive, but it has to be rightly manipulated. So my situation right now, I'm not doing technical research myself. But again, I think if PCR is well used, it's a very important tool for diagnostic.
And when we research about your personality, your knowledge, and what you have in your hand, that there is one line in that material on Google that you have so many files of corruptions of so many leaders.
Yeah, this is the world now. But again, we have
is anything from India?
Talking about India, but I know corruption exists in many countries.
So you wish to tell something about that?
But it's difficult because science by definition is based on facts which are accepted by everybody. Facts, the Earth turning the sun, and so on. Everybody believes in those facts. But beside this, there is also a part of science which is science exists, facts which are not completely established, and you have to wait on the discussion to see where is the truth. But there is the truth. There is one truth. So again, my concern right now is that even science is corrupted. Science, we cannot say there is facts which are completely real or facts which are manipulated.
It can be changed.
It can be changed. So this is very, very alarming.
People giving you Nobel, why they are not listening your voice in these days?
No, but we hope that to convince scientists, even the Nobel committees, that we are right. We are right in saying that this epidemic could be controlled by treatments, not by vaccine. Of course, they have given in the past people Nobel Prize for people discovering vaccine. But again, the situation evolves, and we should be conscious that the Nobel Prize should be given to people which are helping life of people, helping life of humanity.
It means you are believing in vaccination, time to test, and then it should be open for all. Is it your views?
You mean vaccination against the virus, the coronavirus, or vaccination?
Yeah. Vaccination against the
coronavirus. Well, we have to wait until some time we can see the benefits balance against risk.
But now, which vaccines are available worldwide, even Pfizer in the US or in UK, they are not fully granted permission. All vaccines have only emergency permissions, and they forcefully pushing to take vaccination for each and everyone.
Yes, I think this is very bad because most of the vaccines are in what we call the clinical phase 3. So they have been given permission not to make massive vaccination. I think I am against massive vaccination, like in Israel, for instance. So this is a mistake, very bad mistake. I shouldn't pursue. My situation in that is to stop the vaccination. Don't do that.
You want to say anything about the vaccination? Then we conclude the vaccination matter.
Well, vaccination is a good idea, but it should be given like any treatment, medical treatment, adapted to the person, to the human being, not to make cheap vaccination.
What are
we are human, and we should keep our self-control, not to follow the manipulation by media and governments.
What precaution you are taking to keep you away from coronavirus?
Well, I try not to be too. Well, I try to live normally, not to expose myself too much in crowds, you know. And try to breathe by the nose, not by the mouth, by the nose. So can filter particles and take immunostimulant, stimulate my immune system by vitamin D3 and vitamin C, vitamin A, and taking bio food.
You are taking this from nature or from medicine?
From mostly from nature. I take from time azithromycin because we have chronic infection of the respiratory tracts, so we have to cure from time to time too many bacteria. We are exposed. We have to realize we are in a world we are surrounded by many bacteria and viruses, and the best defense is immune system or own immune system.
You are not wearing the mask. What about the mask?
If I can, I'm obliged to wear a mask, but here we are talking and it's good. When I go to the streets, everybody wear a mask in France, so I follow the rules.
This is by compulsion or by your choice?
I don't think it's very useful. But
it's not useful. So why are you?
We are working on products which can spray, you know, on the nose, antiseptic, septic, no antibiotics, antiseptic powders.
Doctors are saying that the droplets are spreading coronavirus. That's why we have to use a mask on our face.
Again, we don't know too much about the way of transmission. And I believe not only the respiration can catch the virus, but also the food. So
still this question is not answered from WHO or from any authority that how coronavirus transmit from man to man.
But I think the answer is very important. But also, again, everything you touch, the glass, a glass of water, or the water could be contaminated also. So it's been shown that the virus is very...
because last year, they are talking only about droplets. And now they are talking about the air circulation also. It could be. Even they found some cases.
It could be, but again, we are constructed to filter the particles by our nose air. So I think this is the best protection, not the mask.
it means the final answer is everyone should keep himself strong is the only solution.
Yes, yeah, have a good immune system is the best defense. And it's true that people, if we compare the effect of vaccine and infection, natural infection give you a very good protection for the next infection. Not the vaccine. The vaccine is going down in a few months, and you have to vaccinate again. It's good for the farmer, for the money, but it's not good for us.
There is one more suggestion from WHO that hand sanitizing by alcohol.
Oh, soap, good. Soap can remove everything which is bound to our skin.
So soap is killing corona?
The soap with detergent are acting on the membrane of the coronavirus. They are dissolving the membrane of the coronavirus. So yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. So you want to say anything more because we completed our questions?
Oh no, I think we have go around all the problem. I wish you the best to keep this horrible epidemic in India, in India and all other countries around India also. It's really a bad time, and I hope India will overcome this by finding the right direction against treatment of people, even preventive treatment. Well, I have a long history of good contacts with my scientific colleagues in India. Some of them visited my lab at the time of HIV/AIDS. And more recently, I was very interested by their work on the HIV introduction in the virus genome. They published this, and we confirmed this also, but they have to retract their findings because they were against the idea that the disease was caused by a coronavirus and not by part of HIV. I didn't say that this contamination could go to the synthesis of a bad virus, HIV plus virus.
Okay, so thank you, Professor, for sparing your time and educated our viewers. We will try to connect you again.
Thank you. I wish you the best.
Dhanyawad.
अपना देश, अपनी पहचान, अपने लोग, अपना परिधान। आत्मनिर्भर भारत का सबसे बड़ा अभियान, वोकल फॉर लोकल। प्रगतिशील भारत